Alright there guys, and welcome back to a new video. Today we're finally getting back, hopefully, to my favourite style of content again after the past couple of months of being all over the place. Hoping, very much hoping. But if this does work, welcome to yet another Quintessential Quintuplets video. Yep, another one. At the end of my A Deeper Look character analysis series that I finished in June, I did say I did want to make some more quintuplets videos before the release of the movie. Now that we know the movie is releasing in, well, just over a week from now, I want to make at least one more quintuplets video before the movie comes out, and I really hope I'm able to watch it. Because if I'm not, who knows how much longer I'll have to wait. Probably like another 6 months probably just to watch it, which will be really annoying. But let's get into today's topic. Today we're going to be talking about why, in my opinion, I think the Quintessential Quintuplets revived the harem genre. So, before I even get into it, I'm not the only person that thinks this. There are videos back in 2019, back when the first season of the show was airing, there are videos of people saying that very same thing, that they feel like the quintuplets actually brought them back into the harem genre after they'd got bored of it. So, we'll start off with why did people think the harem genre was basically dying anyway? The main reason of this is because a lot of harem shows are very similar. Of course, the concept of a harem show has always been the same. You've got the main character, and then you've got a number of different girls who are all of them are all attracted to that one guy. And the appeal of the show is, which one of them is he going to choose? That's the appeal of the harem genre. But people felt like, because there were too many harem shows where the main character doesn't actually choose anyone, or he chooses one and then that's it, the show could just ends straight away. There's no really truly satisfying conclusions. And I've not watched many harem anime. The only ones I have watched are, well, the quintuplets, of course. Rent-A-Girlfriend, Girlfriend, Nisekoi, and High School DD. Yep, I've watched that. And one of the things that the quintuplets does, straight off the bat, that pretty much no other harem manga or anime does, is gives you an end goal. Because most harem shows, we don't really know what the end goal is. We get the idea that it's going to be the main character is going to pick one of the girls, maybe. That's usually the way harem shows go. But for the quintuplets, the very first scene of the show is Futaro on his wedding day. So straight away, we have an end goal for this for a harem show. The end goal is the main character is going to get married to one of the girls in this harem. Of course, we hadn't met the girls yet because it was the very first scene of the show. But that already puts in a better setup than a lot of harem anime, giving us our end goal at the beginning, showing us what the show is going to build up to. And also, how many harem manga or anime actually end in the main character getting married? That almost never happens in harem shows. So that it also adds more to why the quintuplets revived this genre and made people actually want to care about it again. The second part is because the harem that Futaro has is super wholesome. I mean, if you've watched the quintuplets, you'll of course know that the harem that Futaro has is extremely wholesome. From Ichika to Nino to Miku to Yotsuba to Itsuki. And all the interactions Futaro has, because a lot of harem shows, the main character has the tendency to be a perv at times. Doesn't he? Whereas Futaro is not like that at all. He's never like that. When he walks in on Ichika, no, when he first walks in on Nino, when she's just in a towel, he tries his hardest to sneak pat around her and not act like and try to hope she doesn't notice he's there. Instead of getting a good look at her, which is what a lot of harem protagonists would do, he tries to do the very opposite. He tries to be as sneaky as possible to make sure she doesn't even notice he's there, so he can leave. Then, of course, later on in Season 2, the same thing happens just with Ichika this time instead of Nino. And again, Futaro, instead of being quite aroused by seeing one of the quintuplets in nothing but a towel, he's, just like the first time, a little bit freaked out. Like, oh god, why have I walked in on you wearing only that? As harem protagonists go, Futaro is actually a lot more respectful towards the girls in his harem than a lot of other harem protagonists are. Especially Issei from High School DD. He ain't got no respect for women. So the protagonist alone for the quintuplets is actually a way different to most harem protagonists. And I'm probably gonna be reiterating things that I said in my Futaro video from 5 months ago. But it's because all of that does actually apply here as well. So Futaro, at the very beginning of the show, after the very first scene that shows him on his wedding day, when he starts reminiscing about how he met the girls, he does not care for romance or anything like that when we first meet him properly. Instead, the girls in the harem are the ones who have to bring him out of that shell in order to make him care about love and romance and all that. Most harem protagonists don't need that. Most harem protagonists already have some idea, like whether it's Naoya begging his childhood friend to go out with him for years, and then finally getting the answer he'd been hoping for, only for another girl to ask him out on the very same day, and like an idiot he says yes to her as well. Or whether it's Raku from Nisekoi, where he already has feelings for someone, but he's having to fake a relationship with somebody else so his family and her family don't start fighting. So that most harem protagonists either are in a relationship or have an idea of who they want to be in a relationship with. When it comes to Futaro, he cares about none of that. The girls are the ones that have to make him care about it throughout the show as he spends more time with them, and of course it works. Next up, we've got the fact that every single girl in the harem is lovable to the viewers. Because not every girl in every harem show is actually likable. Like Mami from Rent a Girlfriend, nobody likes her. I bet there's people who don't like Rika from Girlfriend because of how pushy she is with Naoya. But the 5 quintuplets, all 5 of them are lovable. Yes, even Ichika. As much as some of us don't want to admit it, me included, we kind of do have to. She may be the worst quintuplet out of the 5, but there's still lovable qualities about her. Next up, we have the fact that Futaro hanging around with the girls actually improves the lives of the girls as well. Like, there's not many harem shows where the girls in the harem, their lives are directly made better by hanging around with the main character. But for the quintuplets, all 5 of them gain something from him that betters their own lives. Ichika becomes more confident with her acting. Nino becomes a better cook, and well, after she was lied to about Kintaro, she had an epiphany and cut her hair, so that happened. Miku became a little bit less shy, thanks to Futaro. Yotsuba, I would say grew a backbone, but she doesn't really, does she? Yotsuba's the one I can't quite think of something that benefits her. And Itsuki realizes what she wants to do when she gets older. She, of course, wants to be a teacher. Yes, okay, some of that dream comes from the fact that her mom was a teacher, but the fact that Futaro is teaching her also inspires her to want to teach for herself. Which is why by the end of Season 2, Itsuki no longer joins in with Yotsuba, Nino, Ichika, and Miku in the study sessions. She goes off to do her own studying. Not many harem shows have it where all the girls in the harem all directly have something better about themselves because of the impact the main character has had on them. Whereas with Futaro, that's exactly what happens. And sure, we have some devious tricks that the quintuplets play on each other come near the end of Season 2. Like Nino trying to get in a group with Futaro, with just her and Futaro for the Kyoto trip, or Ichika disguising as Miku 3 times, trying to screw her over. Luckily, the 3rd time, Futaro finally gets it and doesn't allow her to screw Miku over for a 3rd time like she did she didn't really do it the 2nd time either, because Miku and Yotsuba caught her in the act. And the final thing that helped the quintuplets revive the harem genre is the fact that we have because of the ending. I know I said this right at the start because it showed us the end at the start. But because it gives us an ending, it shows that out of the 5 girls in this harem, we know 100% one of them is going to marry the main character. And the show does a very, very smart job of actually telling us who it is constantly throughout the 2 seasons of the show. But if you weren't paying attention to these hints, you wouldn't have even noticed. Each hint on their own don't really mean anything. But as soon as you put all of these hints on top of each other, you start to understand which one of them he picks. And that will conclude my final quintuplets video, hopefully before the release of the movie over here in the West and I actually get to watch the damn thing. If you guys have enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, catch you later.